Hang tight, hang tight, hang tight. We're waiting on the Instagram. If that ever happens. Something's happening. Oh, that's not good. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to hide this. We're going to make ourselves vertical. That should work. All right, we are live. Welcome to SipTalk. My name is Justin DiGiulio, joined by James, the Bosnator Boswell, philosopher, philanderer, philanthropist, philatelist, phlebotomist, a man, unfortunately, full of phlegm. This is the new SipTalk. We're going to tell you all about it. James, welcome.
Glad to be here. We got a brand new format for everybody. Better production values, better drink, better everything.
This is just a promotional test. We're testing our new setups. We got new cameras that follow us around. That's pretty cool. We have a new venue. I'm at my bar. James is at his bar. And I'm going to tell you about the new setup because I think you're going to dig it. Each week, we are going to crack a new spirit. We're going to tell you all about the spirit, the history, the social context, why it matters to you. We're going to discuss the flavor. And of course, we are cracking the bottle. So we're going to taste it. We're going to make some drinks. And that's where the fun will begin. And if you stick around long enough, you'll get to, you get to witness some of the old SipTalk. But right now, it's all about testing. If you're watching us live, we don't have any idea if you're watching us live. So throw a comment out there just so we know we're connecting with X, Y, and Z platform. The goal of this new SipTalk is to be live while we record. But the live version is not going to be the refined version because, well, we're just not that refined, are we, James?
No, there's lots of rough edges that come out in the editing, but the whole point of it is like we want to be able to interact with you guys, and you get one or the other, either live and rough or edited and polished and no interact.
So, what that means, because we want to make this as good of a podcast as possible. We want to make it a great podcast, really, which is better than good. I'm going to invite you to visit Sip Talk Podcast on YouTube. I'm going to invite you to visit Sip Talk Podcast on all the audio podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever else you get your podcast from. Follow our Instagram page. I think that's just Sip Talk Podcast. But basically, search Sip Talk Podcast wherever you like to consume your media. And you'll see the logo. You see the black and red and black and white logo, Sip Talk. And really, let us know what you want to see us open. Let us know what bottles you wanted to try. Let us know what bottles are out of your price range, and we'll see if we feel like springing for them. What am I missing, James? What am I missing here?
Do you want me to make a drink for our first one?
Well, the goal is to really break this drink down. But I feel like you are eager to make a drink. I feel like you're eager to just get in the motion. So yeah, go ahead and make the drink. Just keep in mind this is an audio podcast as well, so we're going to need you to narrate each and every action here.
Of course. So our first bottle, we're going with Del Maguey Vida. That's a mezcal. We're going to go into a lot more depth about it at some point in the future. All my ice froze together. And so I decided I was going to make a mezcal paloma for everybody. So your ingredients for that are going to be mezcal. And we got lime juice, grapefruit juice. I'm using agave syrup as the sweetener. And then I'm in between either using rhubarb or grapefruit bitters to give the drink a little bit of a finishing note. And so for this drink, you're going to want 3 ounces of grapefruit juice, which I've already measured out. And then you're going to do 1.5 ounces, which is a 4 count out of the bottle. And then I didn't measure the lime juice. You don't want to use too much because there's already like some sourness in the grapefruit. Then agave, You had eyeball in it here, but it's strong, so you don't need to use too much. And I'm feeling like grapefruit bitters is redundant, so I'm going to go with a couple dashes of rhubarb. And wrong sizes. There we go. Give her a good shake. Strainer, and I like to double strain my drinks. That way there's no ice particles or anything that get in there. And then I've got a glass ring with salt and habanero powder.
Habanero powder mixed with the salt.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds pretty good if you ask me.
And let's see how we did. Really good. Good balance of sweet and sour. The bitters help give a little bit of a different note at the end, and then the habanero on the rim gives you a little bit of spice.
So,
Easy drink to make.
so a paloma is very similar to a margarita, except in place of using all lime, you're using majority grapefruit, and then you're putting in the bitters. Now, I've never heard of bitters in any type of margarita.
Well, the other difference is that you don't have triple sec in a paloma. You're getting the sweetness from the grapefruit and the agave.
Oh, interesting, interesting. I've always preferred a paloma. I like the grapefruit, over the sweetness in a regular margarita. So,
But the mezcal also adds a little bit of smokiness that you're not going to get from a regular old tequila. So, and bitters, I went with rhubarb bitters because it's actually they're kind of sweet, but
so that's one drink that you can make. That's one drink that you can make with the Del Maguey Vita Mezcal. We are going to break down all the flavor components, all the history on the bottle of Del Maguey. My bottle is yet to be opened. Now, of course, I've tried the spirit. I've tried this particular bottle in the past, but I am saving it for our premiere episode on the Del Maguey. That is a drink. If you want to join us for the next episode, season 5, episode 1, you can join us with your own bottle of mezcal. Get your hands on the Del Maguey Vita. It's a history bottle. You did a little research on this already, right?
yeah, their website actually has a lot of information. So that was where I was doing most of my research, and we'll summarize that all up for you with a little bit of extra in there. And Justin's goal is to finish the entire bottle all on three.
that may that may actually I may get about halfway through, depending on how many cocktails that we make. But we're gonna have a few cocktails coming at you in the next one. If you want to join us with the Paloma, James has just told you how to make it. I, for one, am excited to uh, to get started with that. Again, today is just a promotion, just a promo where we're talking about the new format. Let us know what you'd like to see tuned up if you're watching us. Let us know what you'd like us to drink again in following episodes. We've got mezcal here. There are many bottles of mezcal, and likely we will be trying other bottles of mezcal. I got a couple of got some Montelobos behind me over here. Montelobos, one of my favorite. The Del Maguey brand, also a good one. And I got some more in storage here, so we can break down other bottles of mezcal. But what other spirits do you want us to try? What else were you looking at in our near to short term future lineup of bottles, James?
We were looking at one or two different Amaros. I think I don't remember the names that you wanted to do. Maybe Campari. I was looking at something basic, like maybe even just like Evan Williams to come up with some interesting bourbon drinks that start with a cheap bourbon.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
a good scotch, like an Islay scotch.
I think also we'll be breaking down. Well, I know also we'll be breaking down bottles whether they are overrated or underrated, and and the goal is really to open your eyes to some inexpensive but versatile bottles that you can get for your home bar that you can make some cool cocktails with. If you're looking to build a home bar and you just want something versatile, I would definitely pick up a bottle of mezcal. I like mezcal way more than I like tequila. it's a much more complex spirit, in my opinion. Um, and it also, first time ever in my life, I ate crickets. So I've actually got some crickets to go with a drink for the next episode. That'll be interesting. Um, oh, we got a
I
little.
will not be eating crickets.
You will not be eating crickets. Oh, we got an error occur with our all right. Well, we're running out of disk space to save. Um,
We're
but
out of this space already.
I don't know what's going on. Again, this is just we're 10 minutes in here. We're checking out what this is going to ultimately look like, and you know I'm excited to work at the kinks because there's nothing that drives me crazier than technological kinks. uh, right now we're feeling awfully kinky, so not in that respect. And we're not streaming to all the platforms that we normally stream on. So, when we get there, that'll be a relief. Uh, on that note, anything else you want to add while we're live here?
No, just excited to see where this takes us. I think it's going to be a better product for everybody. And come have some drinks with us. Suggest bottles. We'll make cocktails at anything you suggest.
Yeah, give us something difficult because that requires even more research on our end, a little more creativity and inventing on our end. But make sure that you visit YouTube and search Sip Talk Podcast and follow us. We have a brand new Sip Talk YouTube channel. So we're looking to build that out. Right now, we're not building off the back of Justin DeJulio. We're segmenting out. I don't know if you can tell. I got my Agent University sweatshirt on here. We've got a lot of projects in the works, and we're not trying to muddle them together. So we've got a whole new arm on YouTube for Sip Talk. It's no longer going to be under Justin and Julio. So make sure that you follow the Sip Talk podcast on YouTube. Make sure you follow the Sip Talk podcast Instagram page, and make sure you interact. It doesn't cost you anything to like and follow. It makes us feel really good about ourselves, and it lets us know that you're out there. So like and follow, comment, whatever you got to do, so we know you're there. And on that note, we'll wrap up. I think I noticed a few issues that we have with the stream so far. If you're watching us, let us know what we could do better. Anything you want to add before we conclude?
Justin's self-esteem is very fragile. Please like and subscribe.
Yeah, seriously. My feelings are at stake here. On that note, thanks for joining.